your ears hang low? Do your ears hang low?
Hi Smurfs, welcome back. This week we're talking about the five senses. Now, does anybody know what the five senses are? Well, we have our sense of hearing, which we hear with our ears. We have our sense of tasting, which we taste with our tongue. We have our sense of smelling, which we smell with our nose. We have our sense of seeing, and we see with our eyes. And we have our sense of touching, and we touch with our hands. So today we are going to learn a little bit about hearing. And we use our ears to hear, right? Now, do you think it's healthy for ears to be hearing really loud noises all the time? No. That's why when people go to like different concerts, or if they're at a job site or a construction site, they wear earplugs. It protects their ears because they don't want to lose their hearing. If you lose your hearing, you have to use something called a hearing aid. And as you get older, so you sometimes lose your hearing, and so your grandparents may wear a hearing aid. It's just so they can hear you better. Hearing is one of my favorite senses because of all the music that I love. I love to listen to music, and I listen to it with my ears just like you do, and if I lost that, I would be very sad. So we're going to play a game today. In this game, you're not going to be able to see me because then you would cheat. You need to figure out if it's the ukulele or the bongos, okay? After I play the instruments in the game, we're going to read a book. One of my favorite childhood books is called Listen Buddy, and it's about a bunny rabbit, who has really big ears, but also a really big problem. He doesn't listen. And we know that if you don't listen, things can happen, Bad things can happen. So we always want to have our listening ears on, okay? So let's get started with the game.
For the first one, if you said the bongos, you're correct. I am playing the bongos. The second sound you hear, it's the ukulele. So if you said ukulele, you're correct. Good listening, Smurfs. You guys got your good listening ears on today. Listen, Buddy, written by Helen Lester, illustrated by Lynn Munsinger. A story about learning to listen. Buddy's father had a beautiful big nose. He was a great sniffer. Buddy's mother had beautiful big teeth. She was a great chomper. Buddy had beautiful big ears. But it didn't matter. When Buddy's parents sent him to the vegetable stand to go get a basket of squash, he came home with a basket of wash. When they asked him to buy 15 tomatoes, he came home with 50 potatoes. Buddy's father said, "Listen, Buddy, will you please bring me a pen?" "Who?" asked Buddy. "You," said his father. "Will you bring me a pen?" "A what?" asked Buddy. "A pen," his father said. "Will you please bring me a pen?" "Sure," said Buddy. Buddy's father said, "Listen, Buddy." Buddy's mother said, "Listen, Buddy, will you please get me a slice of bread?" "Who?" asked Buddy. "You," said his mother. "Will you please get me a slice of bread?" "A what?" asked Buddy. "A slice of bread," said his mother. "Will you please bring me a slice of bread?" "Sure," said Buddy. Buddy's mother said, "Listen, Buddy." Somehow, Buddy's mind was always wandering too far away from those beautiful ears. His parents tried yelling, "Listen, Buddy!" They tried whispering, "Listen, Buddy." Nothing worked. One day, Buddy got permission to go for a long hop. He'd never been allowed to go beyond the vegetable stand. "Listen, Buddy," his parents warned him. "Just remember that at the end of the road, there are two paths. The path to the left will lead you around the pond and back home, but the path to the right will lead you to the cave of the Scruffy Varmint. And that Scruffy Varmint has a nasty temper, so be sure to take the path to the left." "Right," asked Buddy. "Left," said his parents. "Right?" asked Buddy. And with a salute of his paw, he hopped away. Feeling very grown up, Buddy hopped along the path to the vegetable stand and onto the end of the road. "Now, let's see," he pondered. "Was I supposed to go left or right? Or right? Or left?" He thought as hard as he could. "Well, the last thing I said was right, so that must be right." And right he went. 25 hops later, Buddy discovered that right was wrong. There, in front of his cave, was the Scruffy Varmint, doing scruffy things that varmints do, like snarling, mussing their hair, rubbing dirt on their knees, and scratching a whole lot of itches. And at his feet was a large pot. "What are you going to do with the soup pot?" asked Buddy. "What does one usually do with a soup pot? Bake pie?" replied the Scruffy Varmint, not too kindly. "I'm gonna make soup." "Some what?" asked Buddy. "Soup," snarled the Scruffy Varmint. Buddy had forgotten his parents' warning about the Scruffy Varmint. He eagerly asked, "May I help?" The Scruffy Varmint was not fond of having company, but with help he'd have his soup sooner. So he said, "All right, Bunny Rabbit, come help me gather firewood." "Who? What?" asked Buddy. "You, firewood." Buddy eagerly hopped ahead of the Scruffy Varmint. Very gently he gathered a large prickly bundle, which he held out proudly. Roughly, the Varmint grabbed the bundle. "I said firewood, not briarwood," he yelped, plucking the sharp thorns from his paws. Later, when the pot was filled with water, the Scruffy Varmint lay against a rock, licking his paws and barking orders. "Hustle, Bunny Rabbit! Get the flour!" "Yes, sir," said Bunny. 5 pinches of salt?" "Yes, sir," said Buddy. 15 tomatoes?" "Yes, sir," said Buddy. "And a big load of squash?" "Yes, sir," said Buddy. The Scruffy Varmint rose and gave the soup a stir. He took a taste. It tasted a little like, well, maybe I needed some pepper. "Bunny Rabbit, get the pepper from the left side of the kitchen sink," the Varmint growled. "Who get the what from the where side of the where what?" asked Buddy. The Scruffy Varmint repeated, "Who get the what from the where side of the where what?" "Never mind." He stalked into the kitchen and got the pepper himself and sprinkled it onto the soup. "There," he snarled. "Now, Bunny Rabbit, put the soup on the fire." Buddy put the soup in the fire. The fire went hiss, and so did the Scruffy Varmint. "Well, I'll teach you," he howled. "I will have soup, Bunny Rabbit soup, and I know just the bunny to use, the Bunny Rabbit that never listens." Well, Buddy listened. He also hopped very, 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 very fast, faster than he had ever hopped in his life. He whizzed up the road, past the vegetable stand, and into the safety of his house. And a little later, when Buddy's parents asked him to bring a pen and a slice of bread, Buddy listened. The end.
Okay, friends, it was really nice to put out another video for you today. I will be putting out another one on Friday, and that's going to be on the sense of touching. So, enjoy the rest of the week, and I'll see you guys on Friday.